Okay, quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. Although I am in the right place for hair, should I need some. So, hello from Turkey. And let's get into the video. So, for this morning, today's video is the truth behind Britain's inflation crisis and who's really profiting from it. So, there have been loads of comments on my past few videos giving details of who's actually sort of making on the back of everybody else's misery. We kind of know it's the rich and it's corporations, but basically everybody feels this. Prices keep going up and wages don't. We're all told that inflation is just part of the economy, but is it really? Is it? Somebody is making money from this crisis, and basically it's not you, it's not me, it's not the normal working person. The truth about who actually profits from inflation is a little bit darker. There's not really much that we can do about it either, and that's the sad fact. Inflation isn't an accident, it is a strategy. Governments and central banks will claim that inflation is natural. Basically, it's very often engineered. Printing money, we know, devalues currency. It makes debt far easier for the government to manage. And all the while, at the same time, myself, you, your family, your kids, you all get poorer. Inflation is essentially a hidden tax, and it punishes savers. It punishes people that are trying to get ahead whilst rewarding those that basically already own all the assets. So you're double screwed. In regards to who's basically making the money from the inflation, obviously big corporations, we know that. They use inflation as an excuse to hike prices beyond their cost. Basically, they call this greedflation. Energy companies are a fantastic example of this, probably the best example. Banks and lenders, as interest rates rise, mortgage holders and small businesses suffer while the banks basically profit. The government, of course, who else? More inflation for us basically equals higher wages in the long term, and this means more tax revenue. So they benefit from the chaos. They again benefit from our misery. And the working class, we all get hit the hardest. Essentials, rent, food, energy, all the rest of it, they rise faster than luxury goods. And I did mention a while back on a previous video that the cost of a pair of Jordans hasn't changed at all in 20 years, whereas the cost of a pack of bananas or a tin of beans has probably doubled. Basically, your wages can't keep up because companies cut costs instead of raising your pay. Savings lose value. If you had 10 grand in the bank in savings 3 years ago, it's going to be worth far less now in terms of actual realised purchasing power. So how do I protect myself from this? How do you protect yourself from this? You can't just save more. Investing in assets is going to help. Things like property, stocks, obviously side hustles to earn additional income. It has been purported that gold is a very safe hedge against inflation. I did a video on this a while back. I can't deny that gold is proven to have, in time, obviously stayed out inflation. I still believe that crypto, or certain crypto, Bitcoin and Ethereum really are the only ones, could possibly prove themselves in this market as well. The jury is still out. They've not been around nearly long enough to really sway anybody either way on that, but I do believe that over time it will be proven that those two crypto coins will outstay the competition. Basically, we need to learn how to buy smart, not cheap. Supermarkets use shrinkflation and pricing tricks. Bulk buying and cashback apps can also help you. There are ways to increase incomes. Obviously, side hustles help. Any additional income helps. But then, of course, you get taxed on that as well. The rich don't suffer from inflation because their income isn't generally tied to wages. They're not trading their time for money. And that's a big thing. And it's one of the biggest things that I've taken away from my own rants and my own videos in the last 2 months. The biggest thing that I've taken away is that I no longer want to be in a position where I'm trading my own time for cash. yeah, it's made me more determined than ever to escape. It's made me more determined than ever, really, to leave the UK. And I know I wax lyrical. I'm in a country that's very affordable, you know, if you've got the right currency with you. But even then, speaking to locals out here, Turkey's economy is booming. I know that because of that, the cost of living for the locals has gone up in proportion. However, speaking to cabbies and business owners out here, and people, I've spoken to many people out there, probably had about 15 to 20 different conversations with people. The cost of a house just outside of Antalya, which is obviously very touristy, you get a brand new build for £25,000 to £30,000. That's nuts. That's nuts. It has opened my eyes massively to what's possible. I'm not saying for 1 minute that I want to move to Turkey. That's not on the agenda. But certainly, you know, if you can earn UK money in a country like Turkey, with its economy, which is on the up and up at this point, you know, if you play the right cards, then I think there's definitely an opportunity to come out on top. So there you go. Anyway, what are your thoughts on all of this malarkey? What are your thoughts on who's profiting from our misery? Where do you stand on this? What's your plan to escape it? What's your plan to improve? Have you got a plan like me to eventually get out? Let me know in the comments. YouTube's going to put a video up here somewhere. Do have a look, check it out. It will help the channel. And yeah, like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, all that jazz. Probably another video tomorrow. Goldman, peace out.